Medicine. So first, let me just give a brief information about our school. I will share my screen now. So here on this slide, you can see general information about the school, which was established in 2015 in partnership with the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine. And one of their regional strategic goals remains the development of a model for healthcare services in the Republic of Kazakhstan by integrating research, innovation, education, and patient care. Our key academic partner is the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine.
Almagul, I'm so sorry for disturbing you. Could you please change a slide? Because we see the first slide only.
Actually, I changed.
Oh, really? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Stay in the first slide.
Yeah, so if you don't use the program, the Teams program, often it doesn't change the slides. If you enter through the Teams program, not through the web browser, then it should work better. That's what we figured out.
Okay. Do you still see the first slide only?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Okay, sorry then.
Okay, it's changed now.
Now it's like not a presentation mode, but anyway, let me then continue maybe. So here you see the slide about the strategic partner of the School of Medicine. It is University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine. And the aim to educate clinicians who excel in clinical research and compassionate care. So there are three chairs: Department of Biomedical Sciences, Department of Medicine, and Department of Surgery. And our school has a highly qualified and diverse faculty that includes both national and international experts in all these areas. So as for the academic programs that the school provides, there are undergraduate programs, master programs, PhD programs, our flagship program, Doctor of Medicine, residency programs, and fellowship programs. So as for bachelor programs, there are three programs in the school: Bachelor of Medical Sciences, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and Bachelor in Nursing is for working nurses. Master programs, there are four of them: molecular medicine, public health, pharmacology and toxicology, sports medicine, and rehabilitation. So today our session is devoted to Doctor of Medicine program and residency and fellowship programs. So let me give the floor to Professor Denis Bulanin, to our faculty, who will present the Doctor of Medicine program. If you have any questions, you can write them in the chat or raise your hand, and then after all presentations, we will have a Q&A session. Thank you.
So do you see my slides?
Yes.
Yes, I can see.
Yeah. So, good afternoon, everyone. I was asked to replace Dr. Aman Safarov to present Doctor of Medicine program, since I'm a first-year lead of the program. And let me start. I hope that our students who joined the session are about to graduate with a bachelor degree and considering medical school as a future direction. So MD program, as you may know, requires the bachelor education in order to apply for for our program, and it consists of the 4 years. So do you see me flipping slides? Everything works okay so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's a 4-year program. First year, most of the students study mostly the basic science block. It's called the basic science block. In the second year, it's called the organ system. And the third and the fourth year are allocated for the clinical clerkships. So at the beginning, students go through the introduction to being a physician course. It's a very short, like 2 or 3 week course, where they have weekly discussions, interviews with the patients, problem-based learning, team-based learning, etc., etc. So they start to have a feeling of what they're gonna be introduced later on in the first, second, third, and fourth year. So in the first year, we have several blocks. First one is the basic science blocks that incorporates the courses such as human anatomy, genetics, fuel metabolism, pharmacology, cell path, immunology, and medical microbiology. As you can see, this is a basic biomedical courses, but also, and most of these courses, all of these courses are block courses that take on approximately 1 month on average, and they go one after another. So the block courses, they go every day from the morning to the afternoon, early afternoon. And then the second part is the longitudinal courses that are assembled in the blocks, such as block of patient, physician and society, scientific reasoning, and patient care block. So these blocks, they go mostly as a longitudinal courses. They take place once or twice a week, and they go throughout the entire semester with some exceptions. And also students in the first year, they're starting the longitudinal scholarly projects. Every medical student is obliged to complete a scholarly project, which consists of the research, small research projects where students doing actual, usually lab-based or medical research under supervision of the professors in our department, or in our school, I should say. Now, in the second year, we have organ system pathophysiology block 1 and 2 that includes different courses such as cardiovascular, pulmonary, renal system, neuroscience, intro to psychiatry, endocrine system, and many others. And also we have different other courses or blocks that includes patient, physician, and society block 2, scientific reasoning block 2, patient care block, and continuation of the scholarly project, longitudinal scholarly project. So every block has the specific disciplines such as health system administration, population health, applied evidence-based medicine, advanced physical examination, medical interviewing, clinical procedure, etc., etc. So it's very intense, labor-intensive program. Now, in year 3 and 4, as you remember, students start to do their clerkship or rotations inside of the different clinics. And they're starting as a pre-clerkship with orientation week, introduction to clinician courses, hygiene, safety, basic life support, etc. And they also do a little bit of longitudinal scholarly project for a couple of weeks. And they also rotate through different clinics, through the clinical clerkships, such as obstetric and gynecology clerkship, pediatric clerkship, internal medicine, surgery, anesthesiology, infectious diseases, psychiatry, comprehensive patient practical examination. So after completing these courses, they do the OSCE exam, where they demonstrate their skills by providing or by taking this exam and showing the comprehensive practical skills after the finalizing this course. So for block 1, for clinical clerkships, there is a block OSCE 1, and for clinical clerkship block 2, we have OSCE block 2. So in the final year, the students finalize their scholarly projects. They do a little bit of research at the beginning of the 4th year, and then they do writing of the essay or writing of the project itself and present the project results to the professors at the end of the year 4. Now, also they have integrated life science course that incorporates important or advanced lecture on the specific topics in biomedical field. Now they continue clinical clerkships in cardiac pathology, in ICU and emergency medicine, family medicine, internal medicine, surgery, pediatric, etc., etc. And finally, they take the IFOM exam, and this is International Foundation of Medicine examination that pretty much tests the knowledge and skills of all medical disciplines that have been covered in the 4 years. So that's a basis of medical program in Nazarbayev University School of Medicine. So please feel free to ask questions if you have any, and thank you.
Thank you, Денис. Егер сіздердің қазақша немесе орысша сұрақтарыңыз болса, оларды да сұрауға болады осы келесі презентациядан кейін. So I made an announcement that you can ask questions in Russian and Kazakh as well, if you have any. So now I would like to invite to give the floor to our professor, Dr. Milan Terzic, to present the residency and fellowship programs. Also, today we have the program directors present at the session. So if you have any kind of specific questions, you also can ask them after the presentation.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much, Almagul. So I will present you residency and fellowship programs that we are currently running and those that we plan to launch very soon. On this slide, you will see persons responsible for organization of all residency and fellowship programs. These are Assistant Professor Yulia Semenova and me. On this slide, you will see entry requirements for residency programs. They are pretty clear, and all applicants are expected to have MD completed or any equivalent terminal medical DD from a recognized university in Kazakhstan or anywhere in the world. Then the second is IELTS test score of 7 and more, IFOM basic science exam. Then you will write a personal statement and 2 confidential letters of recommendation. What about the application process? The first step, you will be asked to create your personal account. Then to complete your application form and attach all the required documents that you all have. That is either your national ID card or passport, then confirmations, diplomas, certificates of all previous educations, then motivation letter in English, and as I told you, you need to pay an application fee, then complete registration, and please don't forget to upload your IELTS certificates. Regarding the application process, it will start next Monday on February 12th and will last until June 10. After that, in the coming days, we will revise all applicants, then perform interview with all eligible candidates. The next step will be ranking candidates based on admission committee members' scores and grading. Then we will make a decision on admission, decision for putting candidates on waiting list or even sometimes rejection. Decision on enrollment will be in mid of August, and you're supposed to start residency program on the 1st of September. Very similar stands to fellowship programs. What about assessment and evaluation? You can see on this slide that each resident will get will be assessed by clinical preceptor. Then that assessment will go to the clinical competence committee and program director. Program director will communicate with the resident. And this flow chart is adapted from ACGME Milestones Guidebook for Residents and Fellows. This is very important. This is identical as system of education in the United States. For evaluation, we are using multimodal assessment methods, ACGME report worksheet, then rotation-specific assessment forms, then board exams specific to each residency program, review of residents' clinical activity logbook reports, performance in small group activities, performance on research projects, and professional conduct form. Overall, it is multimodal assessment methods, and we are doing that in detail. Regarding residency standards, they are all mentioned here and related to all our residency programs. These are patient's care, medical knowledge, practice-based learning and improvement, interpersonal and communication skills, professionalism, and system-based practice. For meetings, all our residency programs have 4 kinds of meetings. The first one is clinical competency committee meeting every 6 months. The next one is program evaluation committee that is once per year. The third meeting is board exam feedback. And the fourth one is program committee that is per demand, when there is a need for that. Please note that residents' commitments are listed here, and they are clinical activities, teaching, and research. All these 3 components are integral parts of their training. On this slide, you will see example how residency program in obstetrics and gynecology is running, and this example is for the first year of program. As you can see, during 1 month, resident will have 2 lectures, 2 journal clubs, 2 case conferences, and 2 morbidity and mortality meetings. That is for the whole month. And also please note that once in the week, 1 afternoon in the week, there will be outpatient activity, working with the patients coming for consultations, for follow-up, for examinations, for anything they need on outpatient basis. On this slide, you will see residents' progress through the milestones that we have. At the left side of this slide, you will be entering resident as a novice, and during the years, you will gain competencies, and close to the end and the very end, you will be proficient and expert, which is our aspirational goal. On this slide, you will see our residency and fellowship programs, all of them listed. We have active 11 residency and active 11 fellowship programs. We have planned 7 residency and 6 fellowship programs. Let me go through all of them. We have active residency programs in general surgery, obstetrics and gynecology, pediatrics, internal medicine, family medicine, anatomic pathology, anesthesiology and critical care, orthopedics and traumatology, radiology, urology, and psychiatry. Regarding fellowship programs, we have 2 of them, nephrology and cardiology, and in pediatrics, we have 9 pediatric fellowship programs. Today you have a chance to communicate with all residency and fellowship program directors to ask them specific questions if you need additional information about any of these listed residency and fellowship programs. Apart from that, we have planned residency programs in ophthalmology, medical oncology, hematology, endocrinology, gastroenterology and hepatology, pediatric surgery, and neurology. Also, we have planned fellowship programs in gynecology, maternal fetal medicine, reproductive endocrinology, infertility, and 3 fellowship programs in pediatric surgery. So this is everything that I wanted to present you today, and now it's up to you to ask questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Terzic. So if you have any questions, you can ask now from the program directors. And there are some questions in the chat which are answered. Also, we have managers from the admissions department who are also ready to answer any specific questions. So please, you are welcome.
I think there are questions in the chat.
Қазақша
Yes.
сұрақ
Yeah. Сұра беріңіз әрине.
Мен негізі радиологияны Турцияда бітіргенмін. Медицина факультетінде Түркияда бітіргем. Радиологияны да сонда бітіргем. Енді қосымша осы жақта патология оқиын ба деген ойым бар. Anatomic Pathology.
Anatomic Pathology. Ага. Сіздің деңгейіңіз қандай? Бакалавриат, МД ма?
Бакалавр и резидент біткен менікі.
Кешіріңіз, Еркежан естілмеді.
Бакалавриат и резиденс екеуі де біткен. Радиология саласы бойынша бітірген. Түсіндіңіз ғой?
Енді сіз ары қарай патологический анатомияда резидентураға түскіңіз келеді. Егер сіздің деңгейіңіз MD деңгейіне сай келсе, онда әрине сіз осы ақпанның 12-сінен бастап онлайн application ондай нені беруге болады. Anatomic Pathology. Бірақ тұратыныз, егер деңгейіңіз осы сәйкес келсе.
Жақсы, рахмет.
Сіз осы презентацияның соңында біз email адресімізді, электронный адресімізді жазып жібереміз. Соған өз құжатыңызды жіберуіңізге болады, немесе сұрағыңызды жіберуге болады. Өйткені егер сіздің мысалы деңгейіңіз радиология бойынша, резидентура бойынша сай келсе, онда әрине түсуге болады. Еркежан?
Жалпы қойдым, патология.
Түсінбедім.
Дұрыс па, иә?
Патология 3 жыл оқиды, иә.
Рахмет.
Yes, there are some questions in the chat. I think these questions are answered by Baujan. Are there any questions that are not answered, Baujan? Maybe we can voice them.
Hello, everyone. Здравствуйте. Есть ли возможность сдачи экзамена IFL на базе НУСОМ для выпускников других медицинских вузов Казахстана?
К сожалению, сдача на базе НУСОМ не предусматривается, вам нужно будет сдать самостоятельно экзамен. Dear applicants for the residency programs, yeah, you will have to take IFORM exam independently, IFORM or USMLE. So our school does not provide such an exam. If you have any questions, please feel free to turn on your mic and voice your question.
There is a question in the chat from Adele to Dr. Terzic about the opening of the residency program in medical oncology. Will it be open this year?
Yes, there is a plan that the program will start in September this year. Professor Abdul-Jabbar Gaipov will be leading this program, and he can provide additional information if there is a need for that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Terzic. Any other questions? Okay. If you can raise your hand and ask the question. The question about dormitory, is the dormitory available for residents from other cities? Yes, the residency is available. There are specific rules for housing in the university dormitories. If you qualify, if you meet all the requirements, you can be provided with housing. There is one more question from Radana. What is the difference between residency and fellowship? Dr. Terzic, maybe you will answer.
So, Radana, thank you very much for raising this question. The difference is huge. Residency program are starting after completion of MD programs, while fellowship programs are after residency programs. That means this is a kind of subspecialty within the field of residency program. For example, you will complete the School of Medicine anywhere in Kazakhstan or outside. Then you will apply for, let's say, I will take an example, Obstetrics and Gynecology, and you will complete that residency program that is lasting 4 years. And after that, you will have 3 choices for subspecialty training for the fellowship. There is 3 choices: reproductive endocrinology and infertility, maternal fetal medicine, and gynecologic oncology. So the difference is huge. I think you understand now.
Okay, thank you. There is a question from Arnagul. First question, is it on a free basis, sorry. And also, can we apply without IELTS? So, as for the first question, you can apply and receive a state grant if you meet all the admission requirements, of course, and you are recommended for admission. The second question is, can we apply without IELTS? Yes, you can have a waiver from IELTS, from submitting IELTS, if your MD degree is received from in English, if your instruction language was English. Then if you are a Nazarbayev University graduate, and if you lived and studied in an English-speaking country and received this degree in the English-speaking country, only in these cases you will be exempted from IELTS submission. Have I answered your question, Arnagul?
So we have some questions in the chat. Let's see.
This one about the MCAT that will only be available in May. So the candidate wants to know, I mean, the applicant or potential applicant wants to know if.
So is it possible to apply to more than one residency programs for the same intake? Alex?
Yes, hello. Thanks for this question. From admissions department, we would like to present some information concerning this. According to the rules, all applicants can apply to 2 different graduate programs, but in residency program, you can choose only one track because there is one application form for residency program.
But you can specify in the application form the 3 tracks that you want to choose. Yes, your first, second, and third depends on your preferences in application form.
Okay, thank you. The next question is about admission committee to the MD program. I am in the process of applying to the program. I have registered for the MCAT exam, but the only available slot is on May 24, which is after the deadline for online application. My results for MCAT will be ready on June 24. Is it possible to provide MCAT results after the deadline? Thank you. I think the admissions colleagues will answer this question.
So I think if admission committee can wait this, we can to be ready to wait too. So, but as I know, just a second. When this May 24. Already June 24. No, I think this is like too late, yes, because this is June. In the end of June, we will send offers. Yeah, but yeah, it's a little bit late.
Okay, thank you, Diana. So, have we answered your question, Aygerim? Then the next question, is there a possibility to change your residency program? Is there any penalty or specific requirement? Question from Diana. Diana, what do you mean by to change after you are enrolled or in your application form? Or could you please clarify?
If this, yeah, it's not admission application is not closed, we can change in your application form. But then if admission committee will recommend you for some specific like track, we can change this, and this is will be like possible to change only until the end of the deadline, admission deadline.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Good afternoon. Can we apply without IELTS while having bachelor's degree in English medium of instruction and institute of country with English as their official language, not as mother language?
Yes, you can if you're like English language of instruction was English. Yes, this is one of the option, and we accept it.
Yeah, and I think I would add also that it should be documented. Yes.
Yes, you need to provide certificate where you indicate that your language instruction is English.
Okay, good. Thank you. Then the question from Pal. How is the curriculum syllabus regarding residency program in anesthesiology? If Dr. Sazonov is here, I think he can answer. Is he here? Is he present?
I apologize. I just came from the DLS session. So what is the question?
The question is about the syllabus in the residency program in anesthesiology.
So the curriculum of the anesthesiology is almost the same that we have. So the first point that comparing with the local programs, our program is longer, 1 year more than local. So we have 4 years in anesthesiology and critical care. Overall, the program is very close that we have in US. So it will be like critical care plus anesthesiology, including pediatric care. So this is the in general what we have. And also the obstetrics and gynecology. So also, I mean, anesthesiology and critical care and obstetrics and gynecology as well. So this is the main 3 directions. So adults, pediatrics, and OB/GYN. And 4 years instead of 3 years.
Okay, thank you. So we have a guest who raised his hand. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hello to every teachers. I hope everyone is doing well. Sorry that I joined the meeting a little bit late. I want to apply for the internal medicine residency. Now I'm in Afghanistan, and I have been graduated from Kabul University of Medical Sciences in 2019. And my English is not bad. I have given IELTS in 2015, and I received 5.5 bond score. And as the political crisis, there is no British centers fight for the IELTS test right now there. So I wanted to ask that, am I eligible to apply for the internal medicine residency and this opportunity or not?
Thanks for the question. So in terms of minimum requirements for this program, IELTS is requested. So if you have taken your IELTS last time in 2015, it means that it's not eligible now, and your score was 5.0, which is very low. So we recommend you to take the IELTS and try your application again, because the minimum requirement for residency program is 7.0. So no exemptions can be made except those cases if your language of instruction in your previous education was English. So in other cases, IELTS is requested, or TOEFL.
Okay, please, can you tell me the date for application, the last date for application?
The deadline for online application for residency program is June 10.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you. There are some questions about IFOM, so question from Radana, where we can pass IFOM exam if we're not a new student, then in which case is USMLE or IFOM not necessary for enrollment for residency? And Diana has already answered this question. However, if it is not, if you cannot pass IFOM here, don't know, I brought. Could you please?
Almankul,
Okay,
could you please turn
Yes,
on
sorry.
your microphone?
Yes. So the admission committee considers some applicants who do not have IFOM or USMLE score, and such candidates can be admitted, enrolled conditionally, with the condition of submitting this certificate within 1 year after enrollment. Okay, so the next question is in the chat. I am a board certified physician in USA. What teaching opportunities are there at a new medical school? So I think you can write to our email, nusom@nu.edu.kz. I will write it in the chat box and send you a CV. Is there any fellowship program about radiology? Professor Terzic.
At this moment, we are not planning to launch any fellowship program in radiology in September this calendar year. Probably it will be the next year, but this year, no.
Okay, thank you. Then one question from Baushan. Hello, what if I graduated from the polylanguage group? The department I graduated from is officially classified as Kazakh, but in reality we studied in 3 languages, Russian, English, Kazakh. Do I still need to take the IELTS?
Baushan, thank you for your question. In your case, if you studied your previous degree in several languages, we will need to get an official confirmation from the institution showing the proportion of those disciplines you have taken in English language. According to the rules, not less than 70% of the disciplines should be in English in order to be exempted from IELTS exam.
Thank you. And does conditional admission mean without a state grant? Not necessarily. You can be recommended for admission to the state with a state grant, but with the condition of submitting IFOM in a year. Okay, one more question in the chat. Hello, will the residency program in ophthalmology be introduced for this year?
Yes, we will do that. I mentioned from September 1st, we will launch residency program in ophthalmology. That program will be in charge. For that program, Professor Yulia Semenova will be in charge.
So it means that you can apply already now.
Yes.
If you want to. Okay, good. Thank you. Any other questions? You can raise your hand if you have any. How many spots are there for each residency? Professor Terzic, maybe.
Usually we get 20 to 30 state grants for each academic year, and it will depend on a lot of factors. At this moment, it is not clear.
Thank you. Any questions? So in the chat, Diana, yes, you shared the link to the statistic. Yes.
Yes, I just want to, if you want to know about how many spots, you can see this our previous year statistics and to see if this will be helpful, I think, for you. This
Okay,
year,
thank you.
this will be approximately the same, yes.
The next question is, when can we expect opening a residency in urology?
Professor Abdul Jabbar.
Yes, I can answer this question. So the proposal is ready, but I think we need to some procedures, and possibly not this year, but next year we will propose this residency program.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? I think so. Is the Nazarbayev residency diploma valid in the USA or other countries? Program directors or Professor Terzic?
As if you plan to complete residency program in Kazakhstan and go anywhere abroad, including United States, you need to go through the procedure of licensing of your diploma. That is, again, not only for United States, but for all countries. For all countries.
Okay, thank you. The next question is in Russian. Могу ли я уточнить? То есть мы можем подавать заявки без IFOM USMLE, но при наличии других пунктов. И на сдачу экзамена IFOM USMLE у нас есть год. Будем ли иметь возможность поступить на грант в этом году? Да, вы можете подавать без предоставления данных сертификатов. Асель, вы хотели добавить?
Да, я хотела подтвердить ваши слова, Алмагуль. Спасибо.
И по поводу поступления на грант, да, также вы можете подавать заявки, и в случае соответствия всем требованиям вступительным успешного интервью с комиссией вы можете быть рекомендованы. Так, следующий вопрос. Where do most residents go after completing the residency programs?
You can continue with your subspecialty training in the fields available. The next is you can get employment somewhere in Astana, either in UMC or any other institution, or you can decide to work in any other center throughout Kazakhstan. Also, you can decide to continue with the collaboration with any international institution. But our goal is to train persons who will improve healthcare in our country, in Kazakhstan. Professor Clementi wanted to add something.
Yes.
Yes, so basically the public healthcare sector, as well as the private healthcare sector, and also the academia. This is an opportunity for someone that is willing to pursue academic work.
Thank you. The next question, can foreigners also get funding or a stipend during residency? Yes, the international students also can get funding, a grant for international students, yes, if you meet all the requirements also. So
let me add to Almagul's reply. So if you're a foreigner and you're applying for the residency program, so you have to take into consideration that you will be on clinical rotations, dealing with patients. That's why you should have you should have skills in Russian or Kazakh languages. This is a very important point. Please consider this.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Baujan. Okay, any other questions, please? MD program has no foundation year. Does GPA matter while choosing a candidate? Do you mean residency program or MD program? I think residency, because Radana was asking before about residency programs, if I'm not wrong. Residency, yes. Professor Terzic?
Could you please repeat the question?
Does GPA matter while choosing a candidate? GPA of the candidates?
No.
I can answer this question regarding my experience.
Yes,
so, for example, if there is two candidates are very similar based on their interview or other documentation, and if there is something we have to look at for additional, then of course we choose the candidate who has good GPA.
Okay, thank you. So good. Any other questions, please? I would also remind all guests that the school conducts these information sessions every Friday at 4. For MD and residency, it will be each third Friday. So the next question is fluency in Kazakh or Russian language a requirement for foreigners? It's not a requirement for foreigners, but I think maybe program directors can add here.
For residency program, because at the hospital you have to work with patients, so at least you need to know the language, how to communicate with patients. Again, our program is English language based program, but you need to communicate with patients. Because of that, you need to also Kazakh or Russian language.
Yes, I want to add that I've been approached in the past from foreigner candidates, I mean, people that were interested in applying to the program. And as a matter of fact, I want to clarify that we do not provide the translator for residents during their hospital work or clinical work. Therefore, it's not really very convenient to work in an environment where they cannot speak the language.
Okay, thank you. I think we have a question from Muharram. You raised your hand.
Sorry, my question was about the application fee and the whole residency program expenses and fee. If you can give any information regarding this.
Okay. The application fee for residency program is for all programs, for all graduate programs, is 10,000 tenge. But it's important to note here that if application fee is paid within the 2 weeks before the deadline, it will be increased 3 times. It will be 30,000 tenge. So we encourage you to submit your application on time.
Maybe it's good to announce the possible, I mean, around the dollars, how it's going to be.
In dollars. So it's about $23.
Okay, thank you. Have we answered your question? Muharrem. Okay. So the next question, I need iPhone for residency program. Yes, this is one of the requirements. The question in Russian, what questions can be awaited during the interview? What questions can be asked from the applicants? Maybe any program directors or Professor Terzic?
Yes, thank you very much for raising this question. There is a standard palette of questions that we are asking and not related to your knowledge in your previous MD program, but the questions related to your understanding of the specialty, your plans, your devotedness, your willingness to participate into teaching and research, and how do you see that? What will be your contribution to this particular residency program, to the healthcare of the country, and that is almost everything. So it is not testing of your MD knowledge, but general questions of your understanding of that residency program.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Terzic. How long after submission will we know the results? Diana,
I already told in introduction that the deadline is June 10. After that, we will review all applicants, and during the remaining part of June, we will have a couple of meetings, and decision will be provided in the middle of August. Decision will be announced. All applicants will get information about the decision in the middle of August.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Does the residency program support residents in their job placement or application for fellowship program?
Well, maybe I can say something. Yes, it depends by the interest and the proficiency of the residents, the skills acquired, the professionalism skills. I mean, definitely we have the interest to include residents in the fellowship program, the best residents, of course. There is a selection, a natural selection. But as far as I know, we do not support in practice application for work. We can provide the references like any other programs, in the world, but it's not that we are looking for jobs for the residents when they conclude the program. And still, for example, for the fellowship, there is an interview process like for any other position.
Thank you. Thank you. Is NU has a iPhone preparing courses? No. Nazarbayev University does not provide. Does the residency program offer academic mobility? No. I think Professor Terzic, can you confirm?
Could you please clarify, what do you think about academic mobility?
Question from Radana. Practice in other countries.
We will provide you certification by completion of your residency training. And after that, you can plan your life in the way you want.
I think the question was during the residency program.
Some
in general,
programs.
if the idea of academic mobility is doing, for example, one period in another institution, like an exchange, this is something that we still don't have in progress. It is something that can happen, but yet, as far as I know, in no residency program of Nazarbayev University School of Medicine, we have that in place. But it is something that we have been thinking about.
We can complete training of all our residents in all residency program without going anywhere outside. That is the point that Professor Clementi wanted to raise.
Thank you. Thank you. So any other questions? Okay.
Құрметті қонақтар, егер сіз ағылшынша сұрақтарыңызды қойыңызға ұялсаңыздар, сіздер тағатса қазақша немесе орысша сұрақтарыңызды қоюға болады. Уважаемые гости, если вы стесняетесь задать вопросы на английском языке, вы можете также спросить на русском, на казахском. Также, если вы увидели в чате, я отправила ссылки на виртуальные туры, вы можете знакомиться с инфраструктурой школы медицины Назарбаев университета. Құрметті достар, мен тағы да біздің чатқа 3 ссылка жібердім. Сіз біздің ғимараттарымызбен таныса аласыздар. Dear guests, I also shared 3 links in our chat. You can walk through our virtual tours and get discover our facilities.
Thank you. Thank you, Bayan. I also shared the email address of the School of Medicine where you can write your questions. And if you have no questions, I think we can finalize. And this is not our last meeting. As I told, the session on MD and residency programs will be held every 3rd Friday. So thank you for participation, dear professors, guests. So have a good weekend. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.